Well, much to my shock and horror, I've come to find out that many of you do watch me in 4K on some big screen somewhere. Please don't do that. Actually, it's not 4K, it's whatever, 720p. I'm not going to go the whole 4K route with this phone, I'll tell you that. Hey, everybody, it's me, your old pal, me, and we're going to shave today, and we got a lot. Be careful what you wish for, folks, because the last time I said, boy, I don't have any shout outs at all. And I said, tell me if you want me to shout you out, and boy, did I get a bunch. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. I probably won't go through all of them because that's kind of boring, you watch those. So let's just shave and we'll chat, and I have an update on this thing, which will be filled again, hopefully Saturday. All right, so what are we going to shave with today? Well, I'm going to use this. This is a Gillette khaki set from World War I. This was issued to all the doughboys, the Americans fighting over there in Europe. And see, there's the little thing. I did a whole review on this right after Christmas. I bought this for my oldest son. This is a mirror right here. I'm not going to take it out right now. But yeah, so let's get the razor out. It's one of these, I can't remember, is that called old style or whatever, ball end. It's a 3-piece. And this one, property of the U.S. Army. You see that? That's pretty cool. It even says it on the bottom of the cap. It says, property U.S. Army. I don't know if, oh gosh, I'm shaking so much. Anyway, it's in the bottom there. Anyway, so this thing is in beautiful shape. Probably somebody cleaned it up at some point and polished it. I don't care. But the whole set was really cool. And my son and I are big into history and stuff like that. So, okay. So let's take an old feather blade, a new feather blade for an old razor. And we will put it right on there. You know the routine. 3-piece razors, top, base, bottom base, handle. Now, with this one, there's overhang, so I don't like to hold it tight. But you got to make sure that the blade is sitting in there straight. Because sometimes with these old ones, what I'm talking about is this, like one's end of the razor blade will be sticking out a little further than the other. So you want to try to get those as close to just being perfectly parallel as you can. And I think this is slightly off right now. So just what you do is just, screw it on tight, but not real tight, and then kind of loosen it a little bit. And then you can kind of grab the ends right there and just give it a little bit of a nudge. It's not much. That looks pretty good. And then just very carefully tighten it back on. You're like, oh, I just did it, and then I knocked it out of whack. All right, there we go. That's close enough, hopefully. Now, if you've watched my channel a lot, you see I've got 2 of these. This was mine that I bought years ago. Came in some package. See, mine's always more grungy. Every razor I use is grungier than the next, I tell you. Anyway, this was from 1918. I believe this one was 1918 as well. I can't remember. 1917. Anyway, World War I vintage. Let's shave with it. And I took a shower, I did my hair, the sun is coming down, and our first shout out. Let's do our first shout out. Before we even lather up, let's do a shout out. Saud, he's 22 years old, he lives in Saudi Arabia. He's been watching for 4 years, and he just got a fat boy. Congratulations, Saud. Living in Saudi Arabia, you were able to get your hands on a fat boy, a Gillette vintage fat boy razor? That is cool. So, you're ahead of the game already, so let me know how it goes, Saud. Yeah, shout out to you, brother. Okay, so let's put some hot water on my face. Ooh, I don't think I shaved yesterday. Man, I've been real lazy this week. Like, even I even went like a day and a half without showering. For me, that's like, ugh. I wish I could get my kids to take baths more often. What's this? What do we have here? A discontinued Barbasol scent, Arctic Chill, with menthol? Yes, that's right. Now, my friends at Barbasol do watch my videos, and they post to Instagram, and they're in contact with me. They said they're going to send me something soon, so I'm excited. I have no idea. But here's a little just, can you guys bring this back just for like a limited time? Maybe make it peppermint instead of Arctic Chill. I don't know. I say that every time I use this. It's got the old school little thing on the top. So let's do this. I feel like my face is dried up now. I'm all washed up. I'm all dried up. You're all dried up. Okay, so this was the Barbasol that they had that has menthol in it, and you cannot get it anymore. Somebody sent this to me years ago, knowing, here's what I want. Now, this has a slightly different scent than your normal Barbasol, right? Now, I got all these little cans right here, just at the ready, just at all times. They're my little friends. I set up little dioramas and it's like, let's go down to the lake. Okay, anyway. So somebody sent that to me a while back, and it's got a slightly different scent than the normal Barbasol, but it's got just a hint of menthol, just a little tingle, little minty tingle. But I would love it if it was like, I don't know if this can happen or not, like either just full on like peppermint menthol, like at Christmas time. I mean, come on, this is going to be red and white stripes anyway for a quick Christmas thing. Maybe just I don't know, I'm just thinking, I'm trying to manifest, right? Is that what we do now? I'm going to manifest the Barbasol. Yeah, all right. Let's start to shave, and we'll do a second shout out before the blade even touches the face. So this guy is a typewriter guy, and he wondered if I was into typewriters because I'm into these old vintage razors and whatever else. But Jeff, he goes by My Name is Jeff. So shout out to My Name is Jeff, the typewriter guy. He says he can't use his vintage typewriters because they just make too much noise. I've got one from the 30s. I should have brought it out. I can't remember where it is. It's in the closet somewhere. Absolutely beautiful typewriter from the 1930s. So shout out to you. My name is Jeff. All right, let's take this over 100-year-old razor with a brand new blade and just mow down these whiskers. Ooh, I can feel the tingle from the menthol. Go real light. If you buy one of these, there's a million of these old razors on eBay. I mean, there's just tons of them in various degrees of, grunginess, I guess. But they're not very expensive. They're not a real popular one. Like the Fat Boys, I don't even know what they're going for now. But, they used to be like $100 each. But these are like, you get these for less than $20. I mean, how cool is it to shave with something from World War I? Crazy. I wonder if this actually I wonder if this was issued to a soldier that actually went over there. I don't know. Over there. Be fascinating to know if this was in the trenches. I mean, the box. The box is, well worn. Look at that. Khaki set. Gorgeous. History. I love history. I love being able to shave with history. Shaving with history with your old pal Sinatra Leonard. All right. I was also contacted this week by the fine folks at Leaf Shaving, and they've got a product that I think it's targeted for women. It's like a micro razor thing, like for getting peach fuzz, for women that have like little bits of fine hair that they want to have removed. So they want to, I think they might send that to me. I'm not sure. But anyway, they had some ideas for, putting some discount codes and videos or what have you. So I haven't contacted them back, but yes, I got your email for the fine folks over at Leaf Shaving. Be real careful around the oddly shaped portions of your face. I mean, my whole face is an oddly shaped portion, so you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go for another shout out. Who we got? We might get through all these. We might just sprinkle them in there. I don't want to be like, 10 in a row. You ever listen to those podcasts where they all are Patreon supporters, and we're going to name every single one of you. Fast forward. Please don't fast forward. Actually, I don't care. Okay. Oh, there's another YouTube shaving channel in the UK that this gentleman is just starting up. I'll find it on YouTube and I'll put a link down below in the description. It's Shaving Fox. Shaving Fox, shout out to you. Go check out his channel. Go down below in the, if I can find it, and I'm sure I will, as I stand here speaking. I haven't done it yet. I'll put it down below in the comment or in the description. And go and support Shaving Fox over there on YouTube. UK wet shaver. Just starting out. Show him a little love. I always like to support my fellow wet shavers if I can. And if I can, well then, Saldolfi. All right, there's the first pass. Let's put some hot water. Smooth out my cheeks. My face cheeks, folks. All right, let's see how it feels. Very good. Very good shave. Like one and done, you could be done. You could leave the trench, go die in no man's land, and leave this thing behind. Somebody picks it up 100 years later in the mud. Or you could just be a dumb guy like me shaving. Okay, let's go again with the Barbasol Arctic Chill. This is from not too long ago. I mean, I don't have a modern Barbasol. This is like, the throwback one, but this is still with the design of the cans, I believe. I haven't had to buy. Oh, I used a lot. I don't even need on the second and third pass. You don't need to use that much. I used probably more than I did on the first pass. Oh no, I'm running out of Arctic Chill. Once this is gone, I don't know if there's any more out there. I just don't know. Go on eBay and search vintage Barbasol. Sometimes there's some really cool stuff. Tons of old cans. That's where I gotten most of my stuff, if it hasn't been sent to me. Did I say gotten? Terrible. You're not here for the grammar, are you? Oh, good. Good. I hope not. What are you here for? Here, I know what you're here for. Shout out for Mike Claxton. Shout out to you, Mike. The Claxton. Isn't that a bell? Is that a name for like a ship, a board ship bell? I'm not sure. But anyway, shout out to you, Mike. Thanks for watching. Okay, update on the 1966 slim adjustable that usually lives in this little case. Now, friend of the channel, Mitch, he said, hey, send it to me. I'll try to fix it for you, because that's kind of what I do. So I sent it to him, and he finally got back with me with an email. He's sending it back, should be here on Saturday. It looks like this one. This is my 1966. And the reason I bought this one was because my youngest son, whenever he comes up here to shave, he always picks this one. So I thought, well, I'll get him his own. But that one, when it came, like, it shaved terribly. Like, the adjustments didn't work. Let's keep shaving while we talk. You know, it was not a good razor. So Mitch did his best, but he said he has never seen the mineral deposits and corrosion that he saw in this razor when he finally opened the thing up. But get this. So he said, sorry, I couldn't fix it for you. It was just too far gone. And he said, so I'm going to send you a 1966, just like that he fixed up. He's sending me a brand new one that he's already refurbished. He's sending me the old one, the old corroded, nasty one. I think it's still be in pieces so we can see what it looks like on the inside. I'm kind of excited for that. And I'll be able to show my son what's inside these razors, if he cares. If it had like Roblox or Minecraft attached to it, he'd probably care. But no, he does like pretending to shave up here. And my older son is, just about to start shaving, so be interesting to see what he chooses for his personal style of shaving. I feel like, well, I don't know. I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head. I feel like shaving or using certain products that, like if you're a dad and your son's going to use them, like he should be aware of like what products are out there, right? And then he chooses what he wants. I feel the same way about like musical learning. Like, if you force your kids to play piano, do your piano lessons, do your guitar lessons, they'll be like, ugh. But if you just kind of leave those instruments around, if you're like me and I've got a few guitars that you can leave out and a keyboard, maybe someday they'll be inspired to pick it up on their own, So I'm curious to see what he picks. I'm not going to say, you need to use a safety razor. If he wants to use an electric razor, he can. If he wants to use a Mach 3, he can. If he wants to use this is his razor, by the way. Yeah. Oh, I got a couple of nicks. So anyway, if you're watching this, Sonny boy, I love you, by the way, whenever you're watching this, and I'm using your razor. I hope you don't mind. You haven't really used it yet, so I'm just kind of making sure it still works, Same old excuse for when you eat somebody's French fries. I'm just seeing if they're any good. Just make sure they're good. All right. Yeah, cut like a little tiny nick there, not much there. I bet they'll close up on their own. They'll just stop bleeding. Close up sounds terrible. But anyway, thank you so much, Mitch, for doing that. I mean, your generosity. Oh, he's also, I forgot to tell you, he's not only sending me a brand new refurbished 66, he's sending me the broken one. He's sending me a 1970 Super Speed. So, Mitch, I sent you an email. Let me tell anyone that emails me, sinatralenin@gmail.com. What I started doing now, instead of sitting down and typing out a whole response and being very verbose and loquacious, college boy, verbose. I'll give you verbose in a minute. What I do is I just record on my phone, it's got the little voice memo. So I record that in response, and then I just email the MP3 back, or the M4A, or whatever the heck it is. I don't know. Anyway, so if you get an email back from me, and it's got a little M4A or MP3 file, listen to it. That's me responding to you. So please, Mitch, I did that for you. Please let me know if you got that email. Because I've done that for a couple of people that wanted, that had comments, but they never responded. So I don't know if they just got it and didn't understand what it was. So if you get an email from me, there probably will be an audio file attached. Okay, third pass and another shout out. Okay, so this gentleman, now I didn't put his name down, dang it, but he said, you know what? I don't want to shout out for myself. I want to shout out for my wife, Sean. S-H-A-W-N, Sean. I hope I didn't do a typo. Said Sean is a loving wife, a grandmother of 6, and she and her husband, who asked for this, have been married for 17 years. So congratulations and shout out to you. 6. Wow, that's fantastic. I don't know how you do it. I bet you're the best grandma around. That's what I think. Grandma and grandpa. Do you have like a grandma and grandpa house? You know, when you're a kid, you go to grandma's house and everything there's just a little bit like more cozy, a little bit more fun. Like the food's a little bit better, you know. You get a few more treats maybe. Maybe grandpa takes you for car rides, you know, just all that fun stuff. It's magical. So I hope that if you have grandparents that you appreciate them, and if you grew up, you know, not knowing your grandparents, then I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience that sort of relationship, because it is totally different than with your parents or your friends or, you know, uncles and stuff. It's really a magical thing. So it's really nice. My parents passed away. My grandparents passed away a long time ago. My parents are still kicking, live and kicking. Shout out to Papa Sinatra, Mama Sinatra, and all the little baby Sinatras. Man, okay, I thought that was a nick. It was just a little bubble. All right, who else we got here? You know, we're going to get through all these dang things. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to say that right now. Shout out for Chris's little brother, Lefty. Your name is Lefty? I like that. Lefty, shout out to you. Your brother Chris said, shout him out. So shout out to Lefty. Shout out to Poncho. Do you get that a lot? Does anybody know who Poncho and Lefty, know that song? Townes Van Zandt song? Written by Townes Van Zandt. Famously recorded by Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson. Poncho was a bandit boy. You know that one? Anyway, shout out to Lefty. And shout out to your big brother who asked for your shout out. A lot of magnanimous, selfless people asking for shout outs. That's nice. It's nice. I appreciate that. You know what? I am getting enough nicks here because I'm not paying attention. I'm going to have to use an alum block. Now, if you don't know what an alum block is, 2 things you can use to stop bleeding. Well, more than 2, but the 2 that you should probably use are an alum block, which is a little, like a crystal, like a little rectangular crystal. It comes in different sizes. And it's an astringent, and it tightens your skin, tightens the pores. It can stop the really small nicks, which is kind of what I'm getting right here. None of these are slices or cuts, you know. If you do get cut, then you'll need a styptic pencil, and that can help you. Where is it? Oh, that's down there somewhere. Anyway, so I'm going to use an alum block today because these are kind of small. That one's a little bit bigger. What do we got going on there? All right, so let's wash off. Now let's do the wash off shout out. Oh, Lydia, shout out to Lydia. Guess what she does? She is a teacher, and teachers are some of the finest, most underappreciated people in the world. You need to get paid a lot more. You need to be treated better. I know from experience. I'm not going to tell you what experience, but I know. So Lydia is a teacher doing online courses for her master's while she is actively teaching. So Lydia, shout out to you. I admire that. That's fantastic. That's great. I can't even get motivated enough to like research things for these silly videos that I make every week. So kudos to you for working so hard. I tell you what though, man, you have to be a certain special kind of person to not only be a teacher, but to stay a teacher. Anybody, just about anybody, can get a teaching degree and do all that stuff. But once you get in the trenches there, speaking of World War I, it's tough. It's tough. You got to be a very special type of person. So that's cool. All right. So I washed off. Let's see before I do the alum. Oh, man. I tell you, man. King C. Gillette, when he made these things, he got it right out of the gate. And this is simple as anything. Simple, simple, simple. The only thing I would have added would be like a slight blade guide so that you don't have to kind of shift it around, but that's a small price to pay. I mean, my goodness, this thing's over 100 years old, 1914 to 1918. I can't remember which one it is though. Look for one of my earlier videos where I talk more in depth about it. I'm sure I said it in there. Okay, let's get an Allen block. We're actually gonna go with the, looks like this is from Shave Nation. If you know Geo Fat Boy, he's got a store that sells anything and everything you could ever want. And he's a great YouTube personality. He's one of the OGs on YouTube. He's one of the people I watch to learn how to do this. So check out Shave Nation at shavenation.com. Geo Fat Boy, man. All right. So get the Allen block wet. Get your face wet. And then just, wipe it all over. It'll stop those little nicks. You will feel where those nicks are because it stings. It does sting. This is something that I was fooled by. You know, wet shavers on YouTube are like, okay, you're going to use the Allen block. And they never, they were putting it on and never said anything about the pain. I think they wanted to surprise us. It's kind of like, you'll figure it out on your own, kid. It's not too bad. It's just, it lets you know you're alive. It's like eating something spicy, you know? Like a good old jalapeno on a whatever, you know? If you like that sort of stuff. Okay, so after you do the Allen block, you let it sit for a minute. We're getting this weird dramatic lighting. I'm doing it kind of early today. Well, it's 12:15 p.m. But, so let it dry. Take a look. Yeah, I don't see any more bleeding. So you let the astringency, like tighten your skin up, tighten those pores, tighten any little nicks. And let's do another. We got two more. We got, this is 17-year-old Jesse Galloway. He just started using safety razors. Shout out to you, Jesse. Man, you, like I said earlier, to Saud, who's 22, who just got a Fat Boys in Saudi Arabia, you are also ahead of the game. I mean, just, even if you don't decide to use safety razors the rest of your life, at least you know they're out there, right? That's the thing. Just be exposed to lots of different information, knowledge, and then pick and choose what works best for you. That's a simple thing, right? Seems so. All right. I don't see any more nicks. Oh, did my problem area? You know what? It's not that much of a problem. I forgot to do my problem areas. Woo! Oh, that's cold. That water's cold. Oh, man. Feels good, though. Ooh. Yeah, your skin gets kind of like it's got a real grip to it after you put the alum on. Like, it's not real slippery. It's got a... So that's why people like to put it on their fingers so that they're, don't lose grip on their safety razors. If you got a slippery one. Oh, all right, let's dry off. Pat dry. And then we're going to Barbasol it up today. We're just going to Barbasol it up because I haven't used this in a while. I forgot it was hiding in my drawer. The Barbasol 1919 aftershave balm. Yeah. I love this stuff. It's, if you, Barbasol originally was a non-foaming shave cream. Like all these, let me see. Yeah. So, it was in a tube like that inside this box. No brush, no lather, no rub in. What is it? No brush, no lather, no rub in. Just wet your razor and begin. Something like that. Anyway, so going back to their roots, they recently came up with a non-foaming shaving cream. And then they came out with the aftershave balm that smells just like it. I know I've said it before, but they knocked it out of the park with a scent on this thing. I just love it. It's just, a certain scents, you just like, yes, that is my scent. Oh, this is one of those things. You know what it reminds me of? To be honest, I think it might remind me of a cologne that my dad wore in the 80s. And he might still wear it. I don't know. I've been wearing this since the 80s. I'm old. Yeah, I've been wearing that since 1986. I don't put it on very often. Very rarely. Maybe once a month, maybe. But I'm not a big cologne guy. But this stuff is great. Barbasol 1919, non-foaming shave cream. This is their aftershave. And I think that's it. Wow. Good one. Oh, one last shout out. Somebody said, hey, Tears for Fears. Shout, shout. Here's your shout out. Tears for Fears, shout out to you if you're watching. I'm sure you are. Right? No, I guess not. Anyway, I got through all the shout outs. I can't believe it. All 9 of them. Good job, me. All right. Everybody, have a great weekend. And if you want more shout outs, let me know. I'll shout you out. That's what I do. It's part of what I do. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for when I get this back. I'll make another video about that. And who knows what? If Barbasol sends me something new, we'll go through that. And yeah, be right here when you get back. Okay, have a good weekend. See you soon. Bye.